people, the police have made what is being described as the biggest gun seizure in the country's history. It's understood that at least 220 guns were intercepted, making their way into the island at a location in Kingston. It's understood that the cache of arms and ammunition were intercepted earlier this week. Sources say up to news time, tens of thousands of rounds of ammunition had been counted by the lawmen. It's further understood that the counting of ammunition could well continue into the weekend. This is a developing story. People, when I hear that, 220 guns, and a little Japa gun that, people. If you keep one birthday party now, and when you look, you see 220 people turn up. Remember, you better have food, because one cake can't share for 220 persons. You hear me tell you? Get 220 $1 silver coin right now. Just get 220 $1 silver and see how much that. One whole heap of silver you have, You can imagine how much gun that, people. A whole heap of guns that, 220. Eh? No, sir. This is serious. This serious. So if them gun they did drop in Jamaica and 220 men get them the gun there for hold in the for them hand. Can you imagine? 220 persons have gun in their hand and turn up at one place. Remember, normal. So me glad them find it. But the thing is, them find one 220 now. Who to tell if a bigger shipment not gone through already? Because you see, most of the times, when you hear say, police find this and find that, somebody inform. Yes, and a man they tell me already say, Juba, when you hear say they find 10, 20 gone through. When you hear say they find 20, 30 gone through. So here now, they find 220. So who to tell if 400 not gone through? Or 500 not gone through? Yo, me I tell you, this one is serious. And as me say, most of the time, as somebody inform. So when it a come and nobody not inform, police not go find it. Yo, man, out here is rough. 220 guns. Chacha. Now, people, as we move, this person on your screen, as you can see, he was featured on the JCF's Wanted Wednesdays list. Now, me get to understand, say, he is dead. Somebody just sent me a picture with him, dead picture, and say police kill him at town yesterday. As you can see, his name is Gavin Heard, otherwise called Bones. So this wanted man is now dead, and a police kill him. When you say about that, people, the police them do a good job, or JFJ if you come out here and protest again. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section.
Morning time, right, yes sir. Any man where use the NCB app, NCB card, 797 number, go around and text you say your card will no longer work if you text them. Please do not look at that text. Block the number and clear the chat. Yeah, now look on it. No reply to them, no say nothing to them. Don't have nothing to do with them. Just delete the chat or block the number and then delete the chat. Yeah? Or else one world of earth might fall down pound. Remember me tell you no. Remember? 797 claiming say them are NCB. Yeah. And they have everybody information. But them just want to interact with you. The moment you interact with them, they fix your blood properly.
Alright, Eru. So tell me about Cash Plus. Me can never understand the history of Cash Plus. I mean, folks from them time they tell me and me just can't wrap my brain around it. Tell me about it.
Well, Cash Plus was an institution, a financial institution that came to save poor people. That you could give Cash Plus $100,000 and you get 10% interest on your money. Now, at that time, the banks were giving you 2% on your money. 2%. So you are getting 8% more from Cash Plus. Now, what happened is that most people started to take their money out of the big banks to carry it into Cash Plus. And it is the first in the history of Jamaica that you had what they call an exit interview. That before you could get your money, the banks would interview you to find out what are you going to do with this money. 99.9% of the people that were taking out their money told them that we were going to put the money in cash plus. It is at this stage that the Bankers Association had a meeting to decide what are we going to do. We, quote unquote, meaning the Bankers Association in Jamaica. What are we going to do with cash plus? Because this man is mashing up our business. And immediately after that, they started to dishonor checks that were drawn. Even though the money was there. The man had the money to back the check. Because this is what, a check is a promissory note that I have this money and you can redeem this money by giving this check. The bank started to dishonor all cash plus checks. And eventually, people started to have problems because you have the check, you can't get the money, and you have the business to do. So eventually, Cash Plus had to close. And when it closed, you realize that a golden opportunity to make poor people rich was thrown away because of the oligarchy.
Hold on. Tell me something now. So is the dishonored checks mash up in business?
Yes.
Or did he do something illegally?
No, he did nothing illegal. Everything he did, what they were claiming, and they tried to create a propaganda that he had a Ponzi scheme, that he used one person's money to pay another person. So when you come in with your money, your new money, because your money had to stay for I think a month before you get your 10%. So they were saying that he used the new money that people bring in to pay the old money. But what they forgot, that the owner of Cash Plus, Mr. Carlos Hill, had invested in a phone company, Megaphone, in which he was selling cellular phones at a much cheaper rate. And a lot of people became subscribers to Cash Plus, because when you had a Cash Plus phone, you could make free international calls. And they were also afraid of that aspect of it. Free international calls. The next thing, Mr. Hill had purchased 2 hotels. And these hotels he would use to make more money out of it, because the hotels were in high demand. High demand. So we understand that he had invested a lot of the money in also real estate. So he was a very astute businessman, because up to today they cannot jail him because he did nothing wrong.
So hold on there. So in his own way, Carlos was a revolutionary poor people businessman.
Yes. He was a revolutionary poor people businessman. Astute businessman.